watching me for the girls. I'm a lead inside of these hoes. Now they never are. That's why. Come along now. Run away from the hump. We'll go to a place that is safe from green anger and cold. We'll dance and sing till sundown and feast with a band. We'll sleep when the morning comes. Right by the
Hi there, friends. Welcome back to the All Things Tormented podcast. We are back at it again. I go by the name of Jinx.
And I'm Lena.
And then we also have a special guest here today. Dude, I just love doing my anticipation things.
Who needs a soundboard? You got you.
We are here with Tormented Distemper, also known as Jackie.
Hello.
She is here with us, and we are going to be talking about a lot of horror-related things and a lot of, how would you say, like, beast-like, yeah.
Maybe.
God. How long have you been scare acting, Jackie?
This past season was my third season, like, getting paid professionally to scare act.
Man, third season, wow.
So were you at like a home haunt before?
No, I've been at Knott's this whole time.
Got it.
Yeah, 2 years in Infected as a squad leader, and then last year I was on Ghost Town.
Awesome.
Hey.
Yeah.
Now, for those that don't really know about Ghost Town, where's that at? That's at Knott's, right?
Town is at Knott's Scary Farm. It was the first, like, OG scare zone, kind of the granddaddy that started it all. So, yeah, I was one of the roaming talent, walking around, doing my wolf thing.
Your little wolf self.
My little wolf self with my little running partner, who is the best.
That's awesome. I am a huge fan of Jackie and her work. I've seen her. I've been a longtime follower on her other account, and seeing her perform with her duo partner or the partner that she was running with, it's incredible to see both of them together. And going to Knott's and I try to find you, and it's kind of cool because, like, it's just a small world and a small community, especially the haunt community. So I think it's so awesome how our kind of worlds have collided, because I've been a fan, and all of a sudden, like, I hear, through the grapevine that, hey, someone is interested in joining your team. I'm like, wait a second, is that who I think it is? So for me, I was like, absolutely.
Like, mutual fangirling moments.
Which is so cool, because it's awesome to have that too, because I always feel like, there's a lot of people that say, oh, it's a competitive industry, but, like, I love supporting other people and seeing what they create and seeing what they bring to the table, because it's awesome to see other people have, like, a concept of what you have never even thought of, like sliding, for instance. I know you're a slider yourself, so, like, seeing certain movements that you do as a beast creature is like, whoa, like, that's cool. Like, how can I implement that into my, like, repertoire, because it's amazing.
It's that type of, like, mindset. Instead of going into, like, what can I do to beat this person? It's what, like, wow, I really liked that. What can I take from that, what they just did, and make it my own because I was inspired by it.
Right.
Yeah. Like, the best attitude to have in the haunt industry, as opposed to, like, well, I want to be better than.
Yeah.
If you want to be competitive, like, that's totally cool with me, but, like, just seeing something and being like, wow, that was cool, I want to try that, and then putting my own character's twist on it.
Yeah.
Coolest thing in the world.
And it's full circle, because Lena's seen this, like, firsthand, but seeing your photos, all of your photos that I've seen are so dynamic and so, like, it's different. Even though you're, like, crouching, or even though you're on the ground, there's something different in every pose, and it tells a story. So seeing that, I was like, how can I implement that when I walk around, no matter who's taking a photo, there's a story being told in every single movement.
Yeah.
That it's not just me standing there, or, like, about to hit a slide. It's like there's like a whole, like, whoa, like, this is dynamic, this is different, there's different levels.
It's really just getting into the characterization of it all.
And that's something that actually my cast lead kind of work with me this year because I went up to her and I'm like, I know I'm a werewolf type, I'm a werewolf creature, like my character this year, but like crouching over is really hurting my back because we're doing it for 8 hours and you're running and chasing after people and you're making noises.
Right.
And I'm like, I gotta be able to like stretch that out. And she's like, well, like you're a dog, shake out. Yes.
Yes.
I would literally like go like that, but when I did it, I was able to stand up and I'm like, oh, that is the best.
You said you think it's a scare tactic, but I'm really just trying to crack my back right now.
Yep. And
Yeah,
the pat on my shoulder sometimes would like hit people too. So if you were too close, I'd get you.
you gotta find ways to stretch that out.
Same thing with I didn't really howl like the first 2 weeks, but I kept getting sweat in the front of my mask, and I'm like, oh, I gotta drain it. So a woo, and it would just.
Oh God. That's awesome. I also didn't know that we have the same amount of years in our haunt belt, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We've been 3 years, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I also wanted to talk about like just piggyback off of what was said. I mean, how did you hear about TS?
So I remember seeing something. It could very well have been TikTok, because that's like how we would kind of go to sleep at night, like after like decompress your mind because you're like everything's so loud.
Yeah.
I just want to watch stuff really quick, and I think I came across it and I was like, oh, that's really cool, with the intent of looking it up. When I woke up, completely forgot. And then I'm pretty sure the next time I like really thought about it was when I was watching the Nights of Horror, and Anthony was like, you got to check this out. And so I watched it and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do this. So I started like really looking it up, and I sent him a text and I'm like, how do I get in contact? Help me. And the rest is kind of history. I know he's like the bridge that helped us meet right there. So Anthony, holy crap, thank you, dude.
Yes, Anthony, thank you.
The real MVP.
Yeah.
Dude, like I said, there are no mistakes, especially with our team. There are no oh my gosh, hold on. There are no mistakes, and I feel like there's a reason for everything that goes on, because going back a little bit further, I saw Anthony on live, and it was just like, hey, he was talking about, all right, who wants to be on the podcast next? And I literally told Lena, I said, hey, should I say like me next, like our whole group?
Yes.
And she's all like, yeah, just do it. I'm like, all right, I'm going to do it. Okay, I'm sending it. Okay, I'm doing it. And then Anthony was like, Jinx the Fool, yeah, come on up. And then when I DM'd him, I said, I have a whole group. Like, can we all show up and mob? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So, like, looking back at it, like, if I didn't tune into that live and I didn't, like, Lena didn't encourage me to, like, say something, then...
we wouldn't be in this spot right now.
Yeah, especially,
sure.
We wouldn't even... I feel like, as well, like, having the addition of Jackie really is going to change the whole dynamic of the team in a good way. And trust me, guys, like, it's going to be, ooh. She just sent me her story too, and I was like, oh.
He read the first sentence, and he goes, okay, so she's a writer now. And I was like, wait, what?
Oh, she's a writer.
When you sent me that text, like, oh, you're a writer. I'm like, I really like backstories. I love it so much.
You said, run with it. Got it. Done.
Yeah, like I said, there are no mistakes, and everything happens for a reason. It's been happening for us, and just to have that addition, when we had our meeting, everything was very smooth. Everything was very fluid and easygoing, which is a big thing for us when adding people. And the whole group is like so excited. We just can't wait for this quarantine and to be over so that we could all hang out and
come on
stay
inside. It's not that hard, guys.
I know. Just avoid people
at all costs.
I completely agree. Like, everything kind of was just serendipitous, like almost like meant to be. But on top of that, like, if I can do like a shameless plug for Anthony right now in the Nights of Horror, he's never said no to an opportunity, and I feel like that has benefited people even outside of what he does.
Yeah.
And it's brought people together that even we as a channel would have never have met before. And now we're doing projects with him, and now we're involved with you guys, and it's really cool.
Yeah.
That's the power of like social media and just being nice to each other and not saying no. You know, just kind of taking that little tiny leap of faith. So
Yeah.
I'm just really happy.
Moral of the story is shoot your shot, because you never know.
Yeah.
You never
Do
know.
it.
I love that. And that's, like I said, I feel like we have a lot of new stuff that is coming to you guys with everything Tormented. And like I said, there's a lot of promises that we have made, and those promises are going to come true. And adding someone, I feel like Jackie has multiple talents that she has yet to unveil to me as well. Because like I said, the
She's
fact
been
that
letting them out.
she's been letting them out slowly, and I feel like one of those things is being a writer, and we are going to be making a film, and having that access to another writer is awesome to have, because that's all we want. We want everyone to be creative and everyone to have an input, as well as character-wise, as well as bringing a storyboard together. So we're super excited to have everyone that's on our team, and I feel like we have yet to like scratch the surface.
I just think it'll be a fun dynamic too, now that we have a beast coming into the crew. It's now different, because now we always had all these family members, but now we have this extra creature that's just going to be hanging around with us, which will be really fun.
This thing.
It
It
is what it is.
is what it is.
Yeah, but I think it'll be really exciting, and I can't wait just to have everybody together and like do photo shoots and stuff like that, just because we kind of have a funky bunch. So as soon as we keep adding more people, it's just so much funnier, because it's not just 5 weirdos. Like, there's way more of us that's just like, you have to go with it. Like, that's the norm.
That's what I think is kind of funny, is like even somewhere like backstage at Knott's, I don't know if it's the same for you guys at Six Flags or Dark Harbor or whatever, like you're all sitting there like in costume, and like you're all inherently just kind of weird people. And you like come up in costume and you're like, hi, want to run with me tonight and see how it works? And they're like, sure. And then you just blossom this like wonderfully weird friendship.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you take the mask off, you're like, I didn't even know what you look like. But now I do.
Yeah. All the time.
That was like the one night that I was in makeup for Halloween. I kept going out to people and I was like, hey, and they're just like being nice, and they're like, hey, until later, and they're like, I had no idea that was you. And I was like, yeah, I figured. I was kind of going with the flow.
I had friends come up to me, they're like, I had no idea that was you. And I feel like it would be kind of the same dynamic, because I haven't met everybody like in person yet, which I really want to do, and I can't wait. But it might be that silly like,
yeah,
hey guys, I'm gonna be the pet. I'm gonna be the one running around on the floor.
I'll be
I'll be here.
How long have you been sliding?
I just started, actually it's like a year this month that we got
nice.
the first set of pads, like actual stuff. The first time I ever tried it was 2009, after I went to Scary Farm for the first time, and I was like, I want to try that. Tried it for a night, like on Halloween night where I lived, and my legs were thrashed. I had never been that sore in my entire life, and it's something that I wanted to do and just never did it. And then last year I was like, I really want to audition for Streets, and I know your first year you technically can't be like a certified slider, which is fine, but I still want to learn.
Yeah.
So we learned. Throw your body on the ground and see how you get back.
See how you do it. Just let the gear do the talking. Just fall.
Just fall. Falling with style.
You took it right from me.
Falling with style.
I always tell people that. They're like, how do you slide? And I'm like, it's like you're falling, but with style.
Yeah.
Were you there when I accidentally slid by myself?
No,
during
I
Halloween?
wasn't there, which I was super bummed about.
I was so again for Halloween when they let me go out as a character, they told me like, so Jinx gave me all of his pads and his gloves and everything, because he's like, you're a gorilla, like you need to be on the ground. And I was like, duh, of course. So I was just wearing like my docs that I wore every day for work, and I went down for a scare, but like I just kind of like leaned into it too much that like I slid a little bit, and I turned around and one of my supervisors was just staring at me, and I was like, I didn't do it on purpose. I really didn't mean to, but then I was like, I just did that. I was like, hell yeah, I can do that more often.
Fun fact, I actually don't really like sliding at knots because I was allowed to a couple nights with supervision. Didn't like it.
How come?
People are very unpredictable, and the thing is the way, at least for me, this might be a weird, I'm not a great slider. I'm not like can't do the stuff that Decade can do. They're like up here, and I'm like, I'm still learning. But the way my mask is, it's like a blinder.
Oh,
yeah.
On top of wearing scleras, and I'm like, I can't freaking see anything, guys. Like, I can slide at the rink all day long. That's not a problem. But when you take away this much vision and you're in a crowd, it's a little bit harder. And some people do fine. Some people can wear a full prosthetic or a full mask and just nail a pocket. Nah.
Yeah, but it's different for you because your face there, like it's so narrow, and you have so much more of like blind spaces that like I would just be uneasy and just in general about it.
I had to like basically relearn how to do everything because the nose even was very big in the front. I had to relearn how to breathe because there's a little tiny breathy hole, and I'm like, this is hard, guys. This is difficult. So yeah, I actually don't really like it. It doesn't mean that I won't do it.
Yeah.
Per se, but it's different like at a convention or if you've just got like a runway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go hit a slide. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't imagine that because on my end, I have a blind eye. So there was one day that it was super foggy. I was like, I need to take this blind eye out because I can't see. So I can't imagine having just like a narrow, like, that would be the worst.
Like, just like go like this.
Yeah.
And then take away some of the front too.
You said just chop it up and then just close one eye and then the other one and you're there.
Basically,
but I also
close your eyes.
Yeah. Just like keep them open, but like barely.
Yeah.
I think it'll be really fun for you because you'll get to experience scare acting with prosthetics. Which is really fun because you have you had no control over your face. You have complete control over your face and every expression that you make, which is really fun. It's kind of just like a mask. Like you're gonna learn how to breathe again because you have foam on your face. But once you get used to it, like it's kind of like it's on my face. Like there's nothing you can really do about it. You just kind of start to work with it. But it'll be really fun because now you can really get as animated as you want. And just kind of go crazy. as soon as Jackie has a prosthetic on, you just hear growling in a corner.
You know what? We kind of make a joke about this. Like, what's the thing that gets you into character? I don't know if you guys have that. If there's like that one last thing that you do, or you listen to, or you put on. Mine has always been pause. Because it's the last thing that would go on, because I'd tie my mask on, I'd tie my headband on, make sure my hair was done, costume's already on. But these puppies, last things that went on. So when they went on, I was like, Jackie's dead.
Yeah.
On.
I love that.
What's the last thing you put on? Well, you kind of go into character the second your face is on.
Yeah, the second, I think for me, it's when Lena's getting the makeup done. Once I get my full prosthetic on, it doesn't matter if like my look's not done, but once the prosthetic is officially on, I slowly start not talking, and I kind of mess with Lena all the time. She hates it.
You go from talking to me to just being straight annoying.
Yeah. It's hard because on our end, Six Flags, it's kind of like you do the makeup and then you gotta go. Like it's one of those things where, especially the way once I get in the chair, it's kind of like, okay, you kind of have to pick it up because then you have to go on break, and then after break, then you gotta stretch, you gotta do all the stuff.
But it's different for people, like, because he's one of my last makeups normally, and so the people who are on my first makeup, they're sitting for hours in their makeup, and they're just hanging out.
Hanging out.
He's lucky, kind of unfortunate that the second he's out of the chair, he's got to tape up, he's got to stretch really fast, and then you're going. Like, you don't
Yep.
have very much time to just, like,
Which
sit around.
I personally like better because I would hate, and I've done it on set where you're just sitting there like, and you're already in character, and then you're
Not
like,
to mention the people who mess up their faces in the time that they're waiting.
when you're hungry
or
and
when
stuff.
they rip off their beaks and stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
don't rip it. We just did that.
Are you just as entertained as I am watching people try to eat with prosthetics?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our poor spider on Ghost Town, we were like had to get like a long spoon to feed her to get past like all the things that she had around her.
I have this Snapchat that I took when I was in makeup school, and they gave me a full-on chimp face, and I was having the best time of my life. So my teacher was like, dude, you won't stop talking. And I'm like, dude, it's so funny the way my face, I need to find it for you. I was just like drinking coffee, living my best life. Straight up monkey. It's always the monkey faces. They get me.
Oh, monkey faces.
They're cute. We love little primates.
I love it.
So Anthony's gonna kill me if I don't ask this question.
Go ahead.
Can we get a summary, like a 2-sentence summary of Distemper, a little backstory?
I have to admit he got some of it right. When he was
Yes, he did.
doing his breakdown, I was like, because I didn't tell him. I didn't like. He knew like that we had talked and that I was part of the team and everything. But he's like, I don't want to know anything. I went, okay, dude. All right, that's all you. And so when he was breaking it down, I'm like, damn, he's pretty good at this. Like some things I'm like, maybe, but some things I was like, oh yeah, dude. Like, you got it.
You got it.
So, Distemper used to be like a forest demigoddess, and the more that man encroached on her territory and destroyed that natural space for her, the less she had power. Until one day that, like, once it was gone, she became corrupted and very upset and ragey and almost kind of werewolfy, where she was almost unable to control how angry she was. So her whole goal is to just seek revenge on anyone that encroaches on whatever she has chosen to be her spot. And from that, different lore has popped up. Like, I wrote that some people called her a Wendigo, some people called her the Ozark Howler, some people called her a Rougarou, which are all like kind of famous cryptids in the United States, but it's really her. So that's why you don't always see her. But she was captured. I'm not going to say by who or from what, but she now belongs to Calypso.
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun. Yes.
That's a very tiny,
Yes, a little
in a tiny little box.
A
with a bow
little
on top.
sliver.
A little sliver. And for those of you that haven't seen that breakdown of Distemper actually posted kind of like a little teaser, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, on her account. So go ahead and check that out. It's I'll leave it in the description down below.
Yeah.
But also Anthony did dissect that video as well. So if you guys want to go and check that out, make sure you do. I'm gonna leave it in the description as well. So you guys can check that out. And I am super excited for, especially what you sent me through those clips, those visuals. I'm so excited to film your little like clip of you, and it's just like, ooh, I have so many ideas.
Angry snoot is what she is.
We love a little angry snoot.
That's so funny. Yeah, like I'm super excited to get on that because I have so many ideas and what we can do.
I can't wait. I can't wait to be a wild animal running through the woods. It's my natural calling.
Like that one video is like, I'm actually a wolf. And then he like barks.
I would.
There's a video of like a fake, like My Strange Addiction.
Oh, yeah.
But he's like,
Oh, is he like
I'm actually a wolf. He goes, I'm actually a wolf. And he goes, he like
What?
barks.
No, I've never seen
It's a really funny video.
The wolves don't bark. It is kind of funny because one of my nicknames is Woof Woof. It's just,
Oh, really?
just what Ruth gave me this year as a running partner because she's a child, so she called me Woof Woof, and it stuck so hard.
Stuck.
That's just what people call me if I like go to the rink and I steal something from someone. They're all Woof Woof, no. Run away with it.
That's so
Says
awesome.
sorry.
This temper is she not happy.
She not.
She not happy.
There's a
Yeah.
lot going on there.
Can you guys hear the rain? It is raining so hard right
I
now.
was just gonna ask the same question.
It is raining so hard, and I love it. I love it.
That's my favorite. I love when it rains, but I love when it rains when you can stay inside and like just chill out. Like
Not on days that you have to work.
yeah, like
Not when
Like,
you're.
like when you have to fight traffic. You know what I mean?
Have you seen? There's a. I'm a sucker for good memes, even if they're a little dark. But there's one that was like, the government's telling you to stay inside, and it's like, well, no, I don't want to.
Yeah.
I feel like that's everyone right now. We're like, we don't want to stay inside anymore. We want to come.
I was just talking to one of my friends last night, and I was like, guys, remember? I was like, you know how like in Spain how they have siestas, and they're like, yeah, and I was like, our life has turned into a fiebre siesta, and I'm over it. I used to really want it, now I don't want to do it. I don't want to take a nap.
Anymore.
I don't want to have to do this. Don't tell me when to take a nap.
Don't tell me what to do.
don't tell me what to do. Well, what do you have any like future plans on? I guess like your haunt career. Like, what do you want to like? What's your future plans?
I definitely want to stick around at Knott's for a little bit,
Mhm.
because I would be lying through my teeth if I said that I did not have a fucking blast this year. It was so much fun. Like, was it exhausting? Was I sore every day? Did you get hit every so often? Yeah, that just comes with the territory. But like, I would wake up every morning and be like, this is so cool. Like, this is really awesome. But with that being said, I do want to travel to places where this isn't so ingrained in the culture. You're like, when you're in SoCal, it's kind of just the thing that you do during the fall season. You go to haunts or you work a haunt and you go boo and people go eh. It's a little bit harder to get those scares or to tell that type of story that you want to tell. The second you get away from this area or where this type of thing isn't common, oh man, you can drop people left and right. It's like shooting fish in a barrel. Being able to introduce storytelling and entertaining on top of scare acting in whatever elements that you add to it, whether it's sliding, whether it's using a fire staff, whether it's whatever you're doing, that's like the ultimate goal, is to just take what you can do in your character work and show somebody else and inspire them to do it as well. Whether that's out of state, whether that's a couple towns down, whether that's at a home haunt, whether it's out of the country, I don't care. I would love to do that eventually. Even off season, because I know that there's a big, like, the industry as a whole is starting to like kind of really catch momentum. And to be able to do that outside of a home haunt, like where we are, outside of Southern California, that's the dream, man. Like, I feel like Tormented is very much on the road to being able to do that, especially outside of our seasons.
Yeah.
Just oh, that's so cool.
And that's like one of those things that once we told Jackie about, like, you know, that the goal is to just travel everywhere and make this a full-time thing.
Pick me.
Jackie was like, yes, I'm fully on board.
Yes, please pick me.
So that's super awesome, because there's more information about that, which you guys will find out later, but I will tell you later for sure after we're done. I have ran into something that might be a possibility that we could do in the near future. I did not bleed through the paper, if that's what you're thinking.
Can you see what he has going on here?
Look at my notes.
Okay, by the way, these are two of my favorite pens. And he's over here just like lacquering on the black over and over and over again.
Crazy.
Thanks for exposing me on my note taking.
Thrown under the bus.
Rude.
The other thing outside of like wanting to travel and introduce our styles of scare acting and our styles of telling a story was something that you said when we first met, because I was like, I know, like, I'm not the best slider in the world. I want to learn to get better. And you're like, we can do that. And then I was like, I want to learn how to do more work with the fire staff because I'm self-taught right now. I want to learn more. And you're like, we can do that. And I went, wait, what? And you're like, we can help teach you. We have aerialists, we have people that work with fire, we have people that can do all these kinds of things. And I'm like, what? Holy crap. Because I just feel like some people are so guarded about their secrets and what they do. And, oh, you have to do that a certain way to learn. And you have to earn your dues. And that's totally fine. But then when I come across people that are like, we'll teach you how to do it. And if you like it, put it into your character. You're like, hi, my name's Jackie. Can I be a part of this, please? Like right now.
Yeah.
Like that was what 100% sold it for me with you guys. It's like, we'll teach you. You show us what you know how to do. We'll show you what we know how to do, and we're gonna make it work. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, where have you been my whole life?
And that's one of the things that I always tell people. Like, it's like whatever you want to do. Like, and again, like for example, like Haiti. Like when we were talking about like forming this thing for Stilts, and she has other big plans for Stilts with Tormented. So for us, it's like, okay, if we do a day where we teach everyone, like we have a full-on like session of like teaching people how to do it, those are the people that we can work with, and those are the people that we can then implement in our team, as well as they can then, and it's not one of those things like you said, like it's not like, oh, like this is our secret, we're not going to teach you that much because then you have to come back, you know, kind of deal. It's like, no, if you pick it up and you learn how to do it at your haunt, do it at, you know, wherever you're going to go beyond your haunt, whatever you want to do with it, you know, whatever. And that's the coolest part. And but
it's also creating another sense of community, because like you said, there are people in haunt who, this is what I'm doing, it's very closed off, top secret, and then there's also people who is like, oh, that's cool, I want to find a way that I can use that. And I'm like, I feel like I've even tried to also be like that, even as far as like with like makeup. Like, I know I'm not the best makeup artist in the world. I'm 100% aware of that. I'm still relatively new to this career, and you know, painting is something that you learn over time. That like when people ask me questions, like they'll even be like, I'm like, it's okay, like if you don't tell me, and I'm like, I don't care. Like we all use the same products. It's not like I'm using any secret ingredients. Like if you can use it and it works for you, great. And if it doesn't work for you,
yes,
you didn't hear it from me.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. I love that attitude and that mindset. Like, come in, do what you do, show us what you can do, teach us what you can do, and we will teach you in return whatever you want to learn. Mm-hmm. I love it. It makes me so
I love it. I love you.
Love everything about it.
Everything about it. What are the things you got going on outside of Tormented?
Right now, because of this whole like excuse me, this lockdown and quarantine, her and I have just trying to been like running our channel and doing live streams and just giving people a place to exist and be together without touching each other, you know, without that actual like face-to-face interaction. So the past couple days we've been doing art lessons with some of the haunt artists that are at Knots. So we did Kenzie yesterday, who does some of the most incredible haunt art I've ever seen, and we had Bree draw along with her, and it was beautifully disastrous. I loved every second of it. Like some of them, I'm talking about you. Some of it, I was like, oh, that's really good, especially because we're trying to keep up with Kenzie, who can just nail out a piece in like 15 minutes. And then some of them weren't great. They weren't great, but it was genuine, and it gave everyone a chance to like just kind of laugh and be together. So that's what we've been kind of trying to do the past couple days. Tonight we're doing one with Delaney. It's going to be the same exact thing, but in her own style. So we'll see how it goes.
That's so much fun. I love that you guys have been doing that, and I've been tuning into your guys' live streams, and it's so cool. I'm still trying to figure out this YouTube thing. So seeing you guys do it, like, it's awesome to see
the YouTube
interaction you guys have.
It's a little weird. It's definitely got a very like harsh learning curve, but once you get it, oh man, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like even the other day, we found a straight jacket, put her in it, put me in a dinosaur costume, and we're like, let's do this.
Oh, I saw that.
I saw that.
I
I'm like,
told,
what?
I told Alan, I was like, I can't wait until we have a house where we just have all of these costumes just waiting for whenever you want to put them on.
Yeah, and we do have a house, and our backyard garage has a side room, and that's kind of our set room. So whenever we film a short story or we want like something outside of our studio right here, we just walk outside and we can turn that room into whatever we want. So I was like, yeah, we can fit the dinosaur costume in there. Let's freaking get in there.
That's so
walk
funny.
around with this like massive like 8-foot dinosaur costume.
I did find myself on Amazon looking at all the dinosaur costumes that you can buy, and I was like, do I want to spend $45? It's not that bad. It's not the worst thing I spent $45.
I'm telling you, when we've used that stupid thing,
It's worth every penny.
oh my god, yes. Apparently they have a blue, they have a raptor one, and they have a Triceratops one, which I really like. I'm like, oh,
What? They have
Wait,
one?
for our
I think
next
so.
party, everyone has to come in a dinosaur costume.
done.
Just a bunch of dinosaurs just holding a
With
beer.
my little dino pod.
I love that.
Oh man, that's gonna be so chaotic if that happens.
My dad's gonna be like,
Somebody's
I'm
gonna end up
leaving.
in the pool.
I'm going. Someone
That's
always ends up in the pool.
That's fine.
That's so funny.
I love that. Well, we know you got a live stream coming up, so we will let you do that. Thank you guys for watching All Things Tormented or hearing All Things Tormented. Really appreciate it. We have a lot of content coming out for you guys once this is all over, and we're still creating content even though we're having this time of not quarantining. Our next episode is going to be with Tormented Boy, so make sure you guys be prepared for that. We also want to talk to you guys. I actually had a testimony that I'll read to you guys about this guy who bought our Tormented merch. If you guys don't know that, this is we have Tormented merch, so get your Tormented merch. Teespring / Tormented Society. But this guy was saying that he was having a hard time with money and with girls, and he bought a Tormented sweater, and all of a sudden he's a rich guy, and he now has a wife, and so I'm telling you, buy your merch.
I thought you were gonna be like serious.
Definitely not.
I was like, oh, I haven't heard this.
He's already got a wife, and the merch site has been out for a whole of like what, 2 months? Wow.
You said that guy's me. I bought all my own merch.
But no, seriously, get your merch because it'll change your life.
It'll
I want to do like
for life.
I want to do like a series of like
Commercials.
fake TS commercials of like someone being like, I was very, very
I
depressed
hate you.
and I bought a Tormented sweater.
And I got all my
Stickers.
confidence back.
I got all my confidence back.
That's
Like, have
so
you seen
funny.
these leggings? Have you seen what they can do? Here?
I just think it'd be so funny just to have like.
Can you imagine doing it in costume?
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, actually, as soon as we launched it, Vanity was just like, hey, he's like, do you think that like when we all like get our stuff, like, can we put it on underneath our costumes so all of it just looks like we're stripping and it's just we're wearing TS stuff? And I was like, do it.
Please do.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure you come on back, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification, and we will see you guys real soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I love you guys. Bye.
We did it.
We
Well,
did
yes,
it. Yay.
That was easy.
Where's the? There you go. That was easy.
That was easy.
Thank you for the panda.
Thank you for the panda. Whoever you are.
Whoever you are.
I love, sometimes they'll be like, please, Jinx, just say my name. And he butchers it every time.
Every
Just
time.
say
I'm
my
like,
name.
thanks, official, yeah.
He doesn't even sound it out. He's just like, BM,
BM
BMR, oh.
$3.95. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're being recorded, by the way.
I can see that. There's a little dot that says is recording the call.
Dang, it's not.
There's no hiding it.
It's no longer a secret anymore. It's done. Just kidding.
I know everything. It's
I
like,
got a wire.
it's like Snapchat where they're like, you screenshotted that and you're like, I didn't want them to know that.
Oh yeah, I
Do you
hate.
check yourself?
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Oh, also, we're almost at 200K. Let me know in the comments when we hit 200K, because that's gonna be super dope. All right.
Dude,
Alrighty, here we go.